As we turn to the fiscal year 2027 appropriations, I'd like to discuss how HHS is ensuring that health funding serves the interest of Americans, specifically what actions HHS is taking to protect life, prevent fraud, and prioritize merit over DEI agendas. For most Americans agree that taxpayer dollars should not fund abortion, regardless of political affiliation. Title X of the Public Health Service Act has explicitly excluded abortion since its creation in 1970. Yet previous administrations allowed large abortion providers to receive Title X grants without meaningful separation between family planning and abortion services. During President Trump's first term, the Protect Life rule enforced congressional intent by requiring that Title X providers maintain this separation, comply with abuse reporting laws, and prohibit abortion referrals, a rule that was later rescinded by the Biden administration.
America First Voice is back with another hard-hitting reaction. Today we're reacting to this House Appropriations Committee hearing where HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. drops major truth bombs about using AI to fight waste, fraud, and abuse, and reveals how his team has already saved billions of taxpayer dollars. Let me tell you, patriots, this is the kind of accountability and innovation we've been waiting for after years of unchecked government spending and fraud under the Biden regime. If you believe taxpayer dollars should go to American citizens, not fraudsters, abortion providers, or wasteful bureaucracies, smash that like button right now and subscribe. Let's dive in. Representative Andrew Clyde from Georgia thanks RFK Jr. for his work restoring accountability and protecting freedoms in healthcare. Then he gets into the meat. Title X funding, ensuring it doesn't subsidize abortion, and the massive welfare fraud scandal in Minnesota involving over $1 billion in childcare fraud linked to certain networks. RFK Jr. responds powerfully. They've impounded hundreds of millions, changed payment systems from Pay and Chase to a new Catch and Stop AI system that flags fraud before money goes out the door. He mentions saving $2.1 billion already in just a few months. Here's my unfiltered take as a right-wing patriot and constitutional conservative.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you, Secretary Kennedy, for appearing before the subcommittee today. First, before discussing HHS funding, I want to thank you for your work restoring accountability and protecting personal freedoms in healthcare. In particular, I appreciate the FDA's efforts under your leadership to expand access to investigational drugs for patients with no other options. Your personal work in the approval of lamipretide, now known as Forzinity, has been a lifeline for one of my constituents. She was a 5-year-old little girl. Her name was Hope. And she now has hope because she battles a rare mitochondrial disease. This was meaningful. This approval by the FDA of this drug was not only meaningful for Hope, but for countless other Americans living with debilitating mitochondrial diseases. So I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, face to face, thank you. You have done great work for my district.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. As we turn to the fiscal year 2027 appropriations, I'd like to discuss how HHS is ensuring that health funding serves the interests of Americans, specifically what actions HHS is taking to protect life, prevent fraud, and prioritize merit over DEI agendas. For most Americans agree that taxpayer dollars should not fund abortion, regardless of political affiliation. Title X of the Public Health Service Act has explicitly excluded abortion since its creation in 1970. Yet previous administrations allowed large abortion providers to receive Title X grants without meaningful separation between family planning and abortion services. During President Trump's first term, the Protect Life rule enforced congressional intent by requiring that Title X providers maintain this separation, comply with abuse reporting laws, and prohibit abortion referrals, a rule that was later rescinded by the Biden administration. So does HHS plan to issue a new Protect Life rule to protect the integrity of the Title X funding going forward? Is that something that's in the docket for you guys?
We are about to issue new NOFOs, and I think you'll be very happy with them.
Okay, all right, great. Given last month's announcement that HHS is unfreezing the funds that were previously frozen for this, what assurances can you provide that taxpayer dollars are not subsidizing abortion or abortion referrals through Title X?
Well, it's illegal, and we take our responsibilities in terms of monitoring grants to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Okay.
I also would add that at NIH, we have now banned fetal stem cells funding from NIH for external researchers, and we banned the use also of fetal tissue.
Well, thank you. So now on the subject of welfare fraud in Minnesota, as we work to restore accountability and ensure taxpayer dollars are used as intended, I want to highlight the billion-dollar childcare fraud scheme that was documented in Minnesota, linked to Somali networks. This scandal reveals how gaps in oversight can be exploited. That being said, what specific steps is HHS taking to strengthen oversight of the block grant programs like the child care and development blocks, and how can Congress support additional efforts to hold these criminal actors accountable?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say this. In the autism program there, we expected to pay about, this is for, 88 Care for Autism. We expected to pay $7 million a year, and we were paying $200 million a year.
Oh.
That was stolen money. And we have impounded now $349 million from the state of Minnesota. This is money that has already been paid to the providers. We are holding our reimbursement until they can show us receipts. And that's what we will do in the future. We also have changed our payment methodology. On the Biden administration, they implemented rules that required us to pay claims even when we knew they were fraudulent. It was called a pay and chase system. Mm-hmm. And then we were supposed to go and claw them back. And of course, that never happened.
Right.
So now we have a catch and stop system where we look at it before it goes out. We have AI now monitoring all of the grants, looking for fraud, flagging fraudulent cases for us, potentially fraudulent cases, have human review, and we stop them before they go out the door. We've already saved $2.1 billion just in the last few months that would have been stolen from us.
Well, thank you very much. My time has expired, but I just want to say appreciate you taking good care of taxpayer dollars in that regard and eliminating the waste, fraud, and abuse. And I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
RFK Jr. is doing what every
And
fiscal
thank you,
conservative and America First
Secretary
supporter
Kennedy,
has demanded for
appearing
years,
before the
actually
subcommittee
protecting
today.
taxpayer money. The
First,
Biden
before
administration's
discussing
pay
HHS
and
funding,
chase
I want
system
to
was a
thank you
joke.
for your work.
They paid out fraudulent
restoring
claims
accountability
and
and
hoped to
protecting
recover the
personal
money
freedoms
later,
in
which
healthcare.
almost never happens switching to
In particular,
AI-powered
I
catch and
appreciate
stop
the FDA's
before
efforts
funds are
under your
released
leadership
is smart governance.
to expand access
$2.1
to
billion
investigational
saved
drugs
already.
for patients
That's
with
real
no other
results in a
options.
very short time.
Your personal
The
work in
Minnesota
the
scandal
approval of the
Representative Clyde
Lamapride, now
highlighted
known
is
as,
outrageous.
Forzinity,
$1 billion child care
has
fraud
been a
scheme
lifeline
that
for one of my
exploited the system.
constituents.
RFK Jr.
She
didn't
was a
shy away. They
5-year-old
froze
little girl.
funds
Her name was
and
Hope.
are demanding receipts.
And
This
she
is
now
exactly
has
what
hope
draining the swamp
because
looks
she
like.
battles
For
a
too
rare
long,
mitochondrial
massive
disease.
fraud in welfare
This was
programs,
meaningful. This
especially in
approval by
sanctuary-style
the FDA of
environments,
this drug,
has drained
was
billions
not
from
only
hardworking
meaningful for
Americans
Hope,
while
but for
veterans,
countless other
seniors, and
Americans
families
living
struggle.
with debilitating
As a patriot,
mitochondrial diseases.
I'm particularly glad to
So I
hear
wanna
about
tell you
protecting
from
Title
the
X
bottom of
funds
my
from
heart,
abortion
face to
providers.
face, thank you.
Taxpayer money
You
should
have done
never fund
great
abortion.
work
The
for
Protect
my
Life rule
district.
from Trump's first
Thank you
term
very
made
much.
sense,
You're
and
welcome.
restoring accountability,
As we
there
turn
is
to
a
the
win
fiscal
for
year
life
2027
and fiscal
appropriations, I'd
responsibility.
like to discuss how
RFK
HHS is
Jr. also
ensuring that
mentioned
health
banning
funding
fetal tissue research
serves the
funding
interests
at
of Americans,
NIH, another
specifically
strong pro-life
what actions
move that puts
HHS is
science
taking
and
to
ethics
protect
first.
life,
This
prevent
hearing shows
fraud,
RFK
and
Jr. is delivering
prioritize
on Make
merit
America
over
Healthy
DEI
again, while also
agendas.
making government more accountable.
For most
He's
most
cutting
Americans
waste,
agree that
fighting
taxpayer
fraud with
dollars
modern
should not
tools
fund
like
abortion,
AI,
regardless
and
of
refocusing
political
HHS
affiliation.
on actual
Title
public
X
health
of
instead of
Public
ideology.
Health, the Public Health
The left
Service
will
Act
hate
has
this because
explicitly
they
excluded
thrive on big,
abortion since its
unaccountable
creation
government
in
spending.
1970.
Patriots love it because
previous
every dollar
administrations
saved can go
allowed large
toward real
abortion providers
priorities,
to receive Title
securing the
X
border,
grants without meaningful
strengthening the
separation
military,
between family
lowering
planning
taxes,
and abortion
or
services.
reducing reducing the
During
crushing
President
national
Trump's
debt.
first term, the
Deeper
Protect
opinion
Life
as a
rule
right-wing patriot. Government
enforced
waste and
congressional
fraud
intent
are
by
not
requiring
victimless
that Title
crimes.
X providers
They steal from
maintain this
every American
separation,
taxpayer.
comply with
The
abuse
explosion
reporting
of fraud
laws,
during the
and
Biden
prohibit
years,
abortion
COVID
referrals,
relief,
a rule that
unemployment,
was later
childcare
rescinded
block
by the
grants
Biden
shows how broken the
administration.
system became. Using AI to monitor
So
grants
does
and stop
HHS
suspicious
plan
payments
to
before
issue
they
a
go
new
out is
Protect
common
Life
sense
rule to
innovation.
protect the integrity
We should
of the
expand
Title
this
X funding
across
going
every
forward?
federal
Is that
agency.
something that's in the
RFK
docket
Jr.
for you
getting
guys?
results on fraud,
We are
abortion
about
funding
to issue
separation,
new
and reforming
no-fellows, and I think
HHS
you'll be
proves
very
that
happy with
outsiders
them.
and reformers
Okay,
can
all
fix
right,
Washington
great.
when given the chance. Combined with Trump's leadership,
Given
we're
last
finally
month's
moving toward a
announcement
leaner,
that HHS
more
is
efficient government
unfreezing the
that puts
funds that were
citizens first.
previously frozen
We still need
for
deeper
this,
reforms.
what assurances can you
Massive
provide
cuts
that
to
taxpayer
bureaucracy,
dollars are not
ending DI
subsidizing
waste,
abortion
auditing
or
every
abortion referrals
program,
through Title
and
X?
imposing real
Well,
consequences
it's
for fraud.
illegal,
But this
and
is a
we
strong
take our
start.
responsibilities,
Final passionate message. Patriots,
in
RFK
terms of
Jr., and the
monitoring
Trump
grants to
administration
make
are
sure that
showing that
doesn't
accountability
happen.
is possible.
I
Demand your
also would
representatives support
add
these
that
efforts to root out waste
at
and fraud.
NIH, we have
Support policies
now,
that protect life,
banned
secure our
fetal
money, and
stem
use technology to make government
cells,
work for the people, not
funding
the other way
from
around.
NIH
If this
for
hearing
external
inspired you,
researchers,
comment below. Should
and
every
we
federal
ban the use
agency adopt
also
AI,
of
catch,
fetal
and
tissue.
stop fraud detection?
Well, thank you.
What's the biggest example of government waste you've seen?
So now on the,
Are you
on the
glad
subject
RFK
of welfare
Jr. is
fraud
fighting
in
fraud at
Minnesota,
HHS?
as we
Smash
work to
like if you
restore
stand with
accountability and ensure
RFK Jr.,
taxpayer
President
dollars are
Trump,
used as
and
intended,
real government
I
accountability.
want to highlight the
Subscribe,
billion-dollar child
hit the
care
bell,
fraud scheme that
and
was
share with
documented in
every
Minnesota,
patriot.
linked to
We
Somali
need secure
networks.
borders,
This
fiscal
scandal
responsibility,
reveals how gaps in
protection of
oversight
life,
can be exploited.
and an
That
unapologetic
being
America
said, what
first
specific
agenda.
steps is
Stay
HHS
vigilant.
taking to
Stay
strengthen
informed.
oversight of the block
God
grant
bless
programs
RFK Jr.
like
for
the
his
child
work.
care and
God
development
bless
blocks?
President Trump.
And how
And
can
God
Congress
bless the
support
United
additional
States of
efforts to hold
America,
these
the
criminal
greatest
actors
nation on
accountable?
earth.